Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I'd like to start with a statement that I believe, and that's that in the realm of public perception and the media, I really believe that higher ed is losing the battle when it comes to demonstrating its value to the next generation of entrepreneurs. And I think it's our responsibility as educators to fight back and begin to shift that perception back, that public perception back, to demonstrating our own value. So some of you are probably wondering, let's see, here we go. What does someone from Wharton really know about entrepreneurship, right? Because you see Wharton and you probably think finance, right? So I know about facing public issues of perception. That's tough to see, but that says the Wharton School of Finance. It's on one of the buildings that I walk by every day. But what if I showed you this? What if I showed you that 61 students from last year's graduating MBA class are launching their own businesses? These are students that are out there innovating, creating jobs, being creative, and doing amazing things. If you add to that the number of students that are working at startups, venture-backed startups, more than 10% of last year's graduating class at Wharton is actually working in entrepreneurial career paths. We've got some great success stories. We have students, these are the winners of the Wharton Business Plan competition, who are building Nielsen for the clothing industry. They've got a company, they've got venture angel money, have 12 full-time employees, and are launching something out of Brooklyn. This is babies.com.br. It's imaginediapers.com, just replicated in the Brazilian market. It's a Harvard Business School graduate and a Wharton MBA. They were cousins. Before they graduated, they'd raised $4.5 million in venture capital, have moved their families down to Brazil, and are going gangbusters with their company. We have a young alum who's built the largest e-commerce site in India. Think Groupon for the Indian market. But what's really the best part of this story to me, and what makes me the most proud to have known him, is that small rural village in India actually named their company Snapdeal.com after the company. It was of their own volition. This wasn't a guerrilla marketing scheme, but it was for the gratitude that they felt to the company for bringing in fresh water and water pumps to their village. One last one. These are kind of our own, we think our media darlings, Warby Parker, who are disrupting the eyeglass market. $99, you can get trendy, fashionable eyeglasses. That includes the frame as well as the lenses. They get to do great things like hang out with Ashton Kutcher, but really what's most exciting about their story is for each pair of glasses they sell in the developed world, they're donating a pair of glasses in the developing world. So those are some great stories. Whoop. I seem to be having a little problem, but let's see. Yep, okay. So some great stories, right? But Business Week, what do they pick up on? One isolated incident where some young undergrads taunted the Occupy Philadelphia people with "We are the 1%." There was a video that went viral on YouTube. It didn't come up, but that's okay. I say viral YouTube, and it's not necessarily good for public perception, right? Newsweek, the largest scandal in the hedge fund industry. If you read this article under crime, and in Newsweek, Wharton's name is all over it. And there were a lot of Wharton people involved in it. But these are the types of things that the mass consumption people are reading, and this is what they're associating with my school. So I have a lot of frustrations in the area of perception. But I think this is a bigger issue. I think this goes beyond just my school. It has to do with higher education in general and our value proposition that as the public sees it. Here we have the kind of the holy triumvirate of college dropouts in the entrepreneurial space, right? Anyone who's probably talked about what they do in terms of educating young entrepreneurs has probably gotten the response, yeah, but Bill Gates dropped out of college. What good are you doing? Students don't have to go to college to get become successful entrepreneurs. But really, these three people are brilliant. There's no denying that. But I believe they're the outliers. For every one Mark Zuckerberg, there's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 students who really can benefit from what they're learning in the classroom, from the people they're being exposed to, from the networks and the realities that they're learning about while they're in school. One more campaign that's been pretty damaging. Peter Thiel's 20 Under 20. Popular media loved this. He's going to find the top 20 young entrepreneurs, give them $100,000 each, and they can drop out of college. Great. So USAA Today. Okay, this is my favorite. Who needs college? Okay, those are the 20 outliers probably of their generation. Let's be realistic. And maybe they don't need college in its current form, but who needs college is everyone else. There are a lot of other people out there that stand to benefit. So, but the media loves to pick up on, well, nobody needs it. A couple people succeed without it, and nobody needs it. So I really believe that higher ed should respond, and it's our responsibility to respond. So what does that mean? Has higher ed responded before? Yes, I'd say in 2007, in response to another kind of media challenge that higher ed's faced, the Education Conservancy wrote a letter signed by college presidents, deans, et cetera, that responded to the issues and the inconsistencies and problems with the rankings system. We all know that rankings tend to be a game that sell newspapers, sell magazines, et cetera, but the public counts them as gospel. So I would like to see higher ed do something, come together and in one voice develop a cohesive response that demonstrates higher education's value proposition to entrepreneurs. And I think that message really, it should be signed, it should be proliferated, and it should be sung by all of us. I think it's required that everyone comes together with similar messaging, because one voice kind of calling out about the value of what we're doing isn't enough, and there should be really a comprehensive and cohesive response. These are just some proposed pillars that we could suggest for part of that response. Higher ed creates a learning environment that allows students to explore. It's a safe place to test out ideas, to maybe fail that first time in a safe environment, and then when you leave school, you get to launch into something bigger and better. Besides a toolkit of, obviously in my case, I need to say business skills, which accelerates an entrepreneur's journey to success. It maybe takes them from a kind of a linear success path to the hockey stick. Exposure to talent, ideas, networks, markets, perspectives. How many students have you had come in your doors as freshmen or first-year MBA students that say, I'm going to solve this problem that's happening on campus, and that's what my next great idea is, only to realize that that's not scalable. But by testing that while they're there and learning, they really learn how to understand markets and to think about markets differently, as well as the types of people they're exposed to, the ideas, the perspectives. And what you can't see, it says, there's one last slide that says, and more, more, more. There's plenty of things, but I think the idea here is that really what we should be doing and we need to do is come up with some sort of comprehensive response.